Welcome to the FMS Friday 15 webinar series. Today's topic covers the Accounts Payable ACH functionality. In the past, clients have requested that FMS develop functionality similar to the payroll direct deposit, but for accounts payable vendors. This is specifically the ability to record payments to an electronic file. The file would then be downloaded and sent to the client's bank. The bank would then send payments to the vendor's bank account as specified in the ACH file. This eliminates the need to print and mail paper checks to vendors. It also reduces your postage and processing time and allows you to take control of your electronic payment so that you no longer rely on the vendor's EFT. There are two main functions of AP/ACH that must be configured: the sender, which is your bank account, and the receiver, which is the vendor. Bank account information must be configured on both sides in order for the transaction to properly take place. Let's look at sender setup. For FMS applications clients, you must first go to the FMS bank account that will be generating the ACH payments. So from the Accounts Payable menu, Master Files, choose Bank Accounts. Choose the account in question and click Edit. Over on the left, you'll see the Edit EFT link. You will now see a number of fields that need to be completed. You must contact your bank first to ensure that they can accept an ACHA file for ACH payment. And then once you do that, you'll need to get the following information. You'll need the bank address, city, state, zip code, telephone number, bank contact, email address is optional, and then the originating ID that you'll need to get directly from your bank, the originating name also, and then the originating DFI or Depository Financial Institution number. This is typically the routing number without the last digit, but double check with your bank. In addition, you'll need a company ID given to you by your bank as well. The ACH type and process weights are not used for the ACH process. And then if you have an offset account, that will need to be entered here, and then check the box whether or not your bank requires an offset account. For applications customers, this is the complete bank setup. For our BPO and accounting services clients, you do not have access to the bank account information. Please contact your FMS accountant for setup. Okay, let's look at the ACH information for the ACH receiver or the vendor. Setup for the receiving end of the transaction is done on the vendor level. So for applications clients, your path would be Accounts Payable, Master Files, and Vendors. For the FMS, BPO, and Accounting Services clients, your path is Accounts Payable and Vendors. At this point, both sets of clients can edit the vendor information. Okay, choose the vendor you would like to configure and choose Edit. And then choose ACH information. Before you do that, note the payment type has now been changed to ACH bank transaction. Typically, the default would be check or EFT. You will need to check this as AC when you are ready for this vendor to begin sending ACH payment information. So choose ACH information link to fill in the bank information for the vendor. You'll need the vendor's routing number or ABA number, right justified. You'll need their bank account number, and then you'll need the bank account type. So in this case, it's either checking or savings. And then the bank flag. Typically, you'll want to do a pre-note prior to sending the first ACH payment. If your vendor has previously been set up as an EFT vendor in FMS, choose pre-note and create EFT. This will generate the ACH data and send that to the bank for testing. If your vendor has been a check vendor in the past for FMS, choose pre-note and print check. It will still send the electronic data, but will also print a live check. Both of these will automatically roll the next week or the next check run to R for received and send ACH, and at that point you'll be sending live payment data through the ACH file. In addition, you'll want to pick the transaction class. The two choices are corporation or personal/employee. And then if it's a child support and your state requires additional addenda records, you can choose the child support addenda records here. The last thing to check is to do the remittances via email. So you can check yes for email and print, E for email only, and N for do not email at all. You would put in your returned email, so this would be your email address, and once you hit enter, it will bring up the edit email addresses screen here, and you can put in all the email addresses that the remittances need to go to and the notification that the ACH payment has been made. Okay, now that setup is complete, let's talk about the AP ACH payment processing. It's really very simple. Number one, you run your regular AP payment process through the AP check print button. There's a new button added, the AP payment extract menu, that you'll need to generate your AP extract file. And then you complete and update the AP payment process as usual. And then one additional step, you download the ACH file and send to your bank. So let's get to that. Okay, for applications clients, the path is accounts payable and then payment processing. For our BPO and accounting services clients, it's accounts payable and the AP payment process and print. You'll notice that the payment extract button that I mentioned earlier is on the applications menu, but it is not available to our BPO and accounting services clients due to security reasons in the common libraries. So if you are a BPO or accounting services client, you'll need to work with your accountant on the AP extract process. Okay, no changes have been made to the first step, which is select check run AP transactions. So you select your vendor as normal. So pick your check run profile, pick your check run, pick your company if it's not already filled in, and your vendor. You can leave vendor blank and pull in your entire check run because you can run the ACH, your regular checks, and your EFTs all as part of the same check run. In this case, I'll limit it to one vendor. And now we have the invoices selected. The next step is the prepayment report. So we'll run that on the same profile. And then you choose the prepayment report by hitting OK. This will generate the prepayment report, which you can then review. So let's pull that up. Make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So the prepayment listing, as you can see, will list the ACH type of payment here, and then also list your total for your ACH payments below. All right, the next step is check print. You'll hit print AP checks, choose your profile. Hit OK. Now your normal bank account screen comes up. You'll add in the next check number, even though the ACH payment is not going to go in as a check number. Enter and confirm. Now the new step under payment processing is the payment extract button. So we'll hit payment extract and create ACH extract file. Choose your profile again. And it will bring up the list of bank accounts that are being affected by the ACH file. You hit OK to confirm. And now your check run is complete. At this point, you'll have a number of items that you can look at. From your portal spool file, you'll have the AP ACH payment report. Verify that the information is correct. You'll have the check register as usual, and it'll list whether it's an ACH payment and the payment number. You'll have another report that lists the actual APA ACH bank transmit file listing. So you've got all of the information from the ACH listing that's going to the bank account in question. And then, of course, your AP update from updating the check run as your last step. Step 4 is to download the ACH file and send to your bank. To do that, you'll need this data transfer tool that you'll receive from FMS. Basically, it has the system name, 172.20.112.62. That's FMS's IP address. The file name, which is FCS data. And then you'll need to use the two initials for your environment. In this case, we're using BF, but whatever environment that you have for your login to FMS, the two letters before your login will be what those two letters should be there. And then slash, and then APX will always be the file name, and then the last bit will be your bank code. So in this case, it's COMM. As far as the output device, you're going to have file in there, and then you're going to put the path to where you want the ACH file to download. In this case, I have it going to my desktop. All you have to do now is click Transfer Data from System I, and you'll get a file that looks like this. You can now take this file and use your bank's upload process to process the ACH payments directly from your bank. Okay, that's it for the Friday 15 webinar. Thank you very much.